Number 1. Considerations for research funding institutions. You're about to fund a research project that takes place in a fragile or conflict-affected context. Key questions you can ask include, did the applicants conduct a conflict analysis jointly with their partners? How is the allocation of funding linked to power structures in a research relationship? When evaluating the research design, ensure that the research does not fuel existing tensions in society or politics. As a funder, you can support conflict sensitivity in research. You may advise research institutions in their management decisions regarding resources, priorities, and risk management. Number 2. Assess the assumptions and political sensitivities of your research design. When you work in a fragile or conflict-affected context as a researcher, be aware of the resource transfer and implicit ethical messages. Your research activities, your research question can have an impact on your partners, the context, and your research. Ask yourself for whom the research is relevant and who benefits. Make sure you get to know your context and are aware of sensitivities. Number 3. Partners are crucial. Create and maintain your research network and relationships. What interests do stakeholders have towards research outcomes? Clarify roles and responsibilities with research partners to establish a mutually beneficial partnership. Allow time to build partnerships and other relationships in conflict-affected areas. Mitigate the risk that conflict parties or actors in power could instrumentalize your research, for example, by diversifying your network and transparent communication. Number 4. Understand your perception and positioning within the context. Discuss with stakeholders how your research topic is perceived. Is it politically, socially, or economically sensitive? Consider that research partners and staff occupy a certain political and social position within the research context. Do you and your partners agree on what to expect? Number 5. Define an appropriate research methodology. Research methodology can lead both to positive or negative impacts. In what context and with whom can you speak about sensitive issues without fueling tension or reviving trauma? In a fragile context, it is crucial to allow for a flexible schedule and budget for the research activities. If field research is necessary, consider the impact of form and duration of your field trip. Number 6. Monitoring and reflection during the research activity. Adapt to the risk landscape. Implementing research in a fragile and conflict-affected context requires constant reflection by the researchers and their partners. Develop strategies and mechanisms to identify and mitigate possible risks the context may pose for you. Exchange with other researchers, take care of your well-being. Monitor also possible risks your research may hold for your interlocutors. Number 7. Take adequate security measures. A conflict-sensitive approach is also relevant for the security of all the persons involved in your research. Set up adequate personal safety and data security measures for researchers and participants. Ensure sensitive data management and anonymization of sources. Number 8. Communicate your research, before, during, and after. Communicating research design or data may have an impact on the research context. Who should be informed about your research? Common issues you want to avoid are restricted academic freedom and leaks of sensitive data that could escalate the conflict. Number 9. Share and publish research results. The perception of your research not only depends on what, but also how you publish it. Consider different publishing channels and language barriers. Consult with local researchers. Carefully choose the level of detail on which you publish results in order to meet academic standards and prevent disclosure of sensitive data.